Well, disappointment straight after the game. It depends which side, though. There was the green side, there was the All Black side. But the one thing I can tell you is that it was dead silent at the end of that. Yeah, it might have run over by about 2 or so extra minutes, but the tension was palpable. But for the All Blacks, who would have ever guessed? 24-28, Thando Manana, you looked as shocked.
I have to be shocked, Rob. I think throughout the entire game, the Ireland never was in the lead.
Yeah.
You know, I kept on saying they'll come back, which they did, but Ireland never was in the lead. And I think for me, first and foremost, the disrespect from the Irish supporters is what let them down first.
Yeah.
But also, what you have to understand, this was a wounded All Black team.
Yeah.
First time ever that they were beaten in the round-robin stages of the World Cup, and many people thought they would leave.
Yeah.
But now they've turned things around. And just important, the X-Factor players, Aaron Smith, Bowden Barrett, you look at Maunga, Savia.
Yeah.
Those players were quite influential in how the team sort of played itself out. In the first half, they were 30-0 up front, and you'd think that, Ireland would get down. They didn't do that.
Yeah.
They came back in the game 13-10. Half-time 18-17.
Yeah.
Just told you that we've got a good second half coming up. But I think what Fozzie and the rest of the team, Smith and everyone, what they did is they went to the tee in terms of their changes and how they need to play. The up and unders worked tremendously.
I mean, no, perfect.
The
but
chip
also,
overs.
I was going to say that just trying to acquire and accrue as many points early on as possible was what showed me the signs that here they are not going to take any chances. The 50-meter punt for me, nice and early on.
Yes.
Accuracy, going for the poles. And from there, I mean, Adi Savia became the man of the match at the end of the game, which again gives you an indication of what was happening on the field. But just the method, it was just fine margins right throughout.
Rob, let's start at the first.
Yeah.
The 2 penalties that Sexton didn't go for poles. That should have been question marks.
Yeah.
Why are they doing that? Overconfidence maybe, perhaps. But also, lineouts were poor.
Yeah.
So Ireland, those 2 I flagged immediately. Lineouts were horrible throughout the first half. And if you look in the second half, when they started doing well, they had a penalty try given to them from a lineout more, but also their lineouts improved, but it was a bit too late.
Yeah.
But also what's important throughout the game is the defense of the All Black team. They defended like Trojans. If you look how many phases towards the end, we had easily over 30 of those phases, but they kept on defending and made sure that they don't give a penalty away to give the cross kicker line out, because at that stage Ireland was very powerful in their driving mauls. So I'm saying this was a well articulated game plan from the All Blacks. They were the underdogs. They go home, remaining for the next 2 weeks in France, searching for their 4th World Cup title.
I mean, it's an incredible achievement, especially when you look at the run of play and you talk about them being not the favourites, All Blacks, for the game itself. Now, they march on, because we've got to quickly try and look ahead. Yes, it's a victory. This is not winning a World Cup. They've got to quickly gather together. Now, it's that final stretch. Do they have the legs? Have they showed you enough today that they can actually go all the way now?
Rob, they've got I won't say an easy semi-final. They come up against an Argentina side who's beaten them. So they've beaten them in New Zealand. They can beat the All Blacks. So they're also going to take it very seriously in terms of what's coming for them. It's a Southern Hemisphere. It's a second Southern Hemisphere to go through. They know each other. They've just played each other in the rugby champs. So it's not going to be easy. But I think what Fozzie and Smith and everyone's going to do is going to give the boys some time off, check any injuries, any URs from within the team environment. Hopefully, if they get Talia back on the wing, he was heavily missed, but I'm sure it was just a 1 game off. If he comes back, they look sharper again.
But that was statement making in itself. When you leave a big name like that for disciplinary, even in the game, 2 yellows that they managed, first half, second half, but they were able to, despite all of that, not allow that to put them on the back foot.
Yeah, well, discipline for them was quite crucial. I mean, those 2 were all critical position from a scrum half and a hooker. And I mean, Aaron Smith not being there, they conceded a try. When the hooker was not there you know, for me, they were able to hold them. And they couldn't score. They were held up over the try line. So they did well, but the defense has got to improve going forward, because it's not going to be an easy job for them to go through. But also, if you look at the whole dynamic of the game, not a lot of changes, not a lot of reserves coming on. So the momentum was quite key for the All Blacks.
Being part of the crowd as well. There's those South Africa playing. All Blacks are leading, and Shosholoza starts to sing. But let's go.